with me. So just make sure you follow me in my account at the Carmen Benton and send me a message and said I was there at the beginning of the life. So, hi everybody. The most crazy thing happened, right? So I was having this live and I have TikTok here and Instagram here, and I thought I was live everywhere: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, but I didn't put the live button. How funny. But I am here to tell you, and remember my promise to you, TikTok and Instagram, if you stay with me. So I'm going to start all over again. I'm here to tell you the book is live. You can go purchase it in Amazon right now. The Uncertainty. It's the Kindle version. Number one question I'm getting from everybody is, oh my God, I'm just can only buy the Kindle version. Yes, the Kindle version is the only thing that's available. That's what we want you to purchase. That's what you can get today to help us get to the best selling status. And if you are those people who like to hold the physical copy, I am. I own most of my books both in Kindle and physical. You can get it later. I will let you know when it's that. But right now is the Kindle version is $1.88. And if you use the link that it's in the scroller here, and I'm going to put it here, you guys in TikTok and Instagram, you need to go to my profile, follow me, and tell me that you want the link, and I'll give you the link. You're going to get thousands of dollars worth of value from the 14 authors of the book. So, Beyond Certainty, Finding the Courage to Embrace the Unknown. And it was endorsed and reviewed by Alan Cohen, who is the author of A Deep Breath of Life. And he said he was touched by this wonderful book that contains a wealth of wisdom and heart. And as I said, there's 14 authors. And I know, I have my little background, but I'm one of them. My name is right there at the bottom. Oh my God. So I wanted to tell you about the book a little bit. And what are the chapters that you're going to be able to find, because they are so amazing. The chapters are so incredible. The first chapter is by Dragonfly de la Luz, and she is not only the editor of the book, so you have to believe that that first chapter is like an amazing punch, in a good way, in the best possible way, obviously. And her chapter name is The Universe Provides, and it's a beautiful, beautiful story about how she has this connection with the universe. And when you know that the universe is here to serve you and to give you everything you need, and how you need to get your disposition and your connection and serve so you can get it, and how she was able to go around the world for 3 years with a budget that was only supposed to last her for 3 months, and then she met her soulmate in the process. It's such a beautiful story. I was able to interview her in my podcast 2 weeks ago. She's such a like joyful, shiny soul, and everyone needs to meet her, and everyone needs to read her chapter. If you want to see the interview, also after you buy the book, right, $1.88, then you can go to my YouTube channel. There's the podcast from like 2 weeks ago. And then the second chapter is mine. And Carmen Benton, The Courage to Jump. And this is actually super cute story because also interview a lady about, I don't know, in June, in another book. And we were talking about how her favorite number was 23, and she didn't even ask. And her chapter in her book was chapter 23, and she didn't find out about it at all. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be nice? One of the most powerful phrases in the world. Wouldn't it be nice if my chapter was chapter 2? Why? Because 2 is my favorite number. It's my birthday. And it's just my lucky number always. And guess what? I didn't ask for it. And I'm chapter 2. So I'm so excited about it. And my chapter is called The Courage to Jump. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the story. I'm not gonna read you the chapter because you need to go buy the book, but I'm gonna tell you about the story. So I am a retired corporate executive, and I was experiencing burnout. I was, I'm a recovered workaholic and a recovered overachiever, survivor of burnout. And I got to a point in my life, even though I have been ignoring all the signs of burnout for years, right? For years. I got to a point where you will read in the book, a very pivotal point in my life where I had to do something differently. But this was about the scariest thing I have done in my life, quitting my corporate executive job where I was making multiple six figures and I had, the corner office, all the accolades, excellent team. I had, recognition, reward, praise, all the things to pursue what I've always known. It was my calling, my passion, which is to serve you, to help you, transform your life, to empower you, to let you know that you are unstoppable, help you heal your own resolved traumas and all the things that go with that. It was scary. And people was like, oh my God, but you're so confident and you're so courageous. Because I have done things in my life that seem scary to other people, but they weren't scary to me. And some of those things were, for example, moving to the United States when I was 24 years old. And that wasn't scary to me because I had a plan. I had it all figured out. If it didn't work out, I would go back home. And this realization is what helped me understand that I had a codependent relationship with certainty. Listen to that again. I had a codependent relationship with certainty. So, how many of you are in a situation in your life, still, situation that you know you need to leave, but you're still in that situation because you're afraid of what's in the other side. You are afraid of not knowing what's going to happen. So you'd rather take the beating at a job that you don't like, at a relationship that you are not happy with, in a country, in whatever it is, right? That is not serving you and is killing you slowly. But you're so afraid of taking that jump. So that's what my chapter is going to help you do, to figure out, to lay out the process for you to be able to take that jump into the unknown. And I'm going to tell you something. And that scary place that you think scary now, but it's not, in that scary place is where the magic of life happens, is what everything you want is. And once you do it once, the rest is history. Now you can really relax and enjoy life and enjoy the view, right? And then we have other chapters that I am so eager to read because, believe it or not, I couldn't read all the chapters. I read some of them. But then we have Jane Donald, and it's You Can't Make This Up. And I'm sure we wanted to keep it, we call it Caucasian language, right? Sophisticated language. But I would call it, you can make this shit up, because this is true. Some of the things that happens when you actually decide to go beyond what's known, beyond what's certain, you can make this up. You cannot make up the bad things that you put up in today to not be scared about the future, and you cannot put up with the amazing, beautiful things that happen on the other side. Then we have Elizabeth Wallace with The Icy Waters of Grief. Anika Singh with The Rise of the Phoenix, right? That title by itself is we all know what happened to the Phoenix, right? She had to burn down to be able to rise, like the powerful being and mythological creature that it is right now, that inspires so many things, at least for me, right? Because it's let's go, let's burn the ships, let's take the jump. And we have Susan Beebe, I hope I'm saying it right, Remembering Magnificence, Jacqueline Penny on Let Go of Certainty to Elevate Your Soul, right? Because your soul, now as an energy healer, right, an energy coach, I can tell you that your soul is here for one thing only: expansion. And guess what cannot happen when you are living in your comfort zone? right? In everything that you know, in the little box that you have decided to, put a lock on and toss the key because it's safe, you cannot expand. So your soul is right now like very frustrated, figuring out when is going to be the time where you're going to learn the lessons that you came here to learn so you can progress and expand, um, as the reason you came into this world, right? So absolutely, to elevate your soul. Then you have Alison Horn with Living a Life of Uncertainty Behind a Mask of Adoption. Brittany Lick, she also was in my podcast last week. And my God, her video has gotten 1,000 views. Oh, hi. Hi, Liz. How are you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's just such an amazing friend and supporter. Always supporting everything I do. And I so love you and appreciate you. Thank you for being here. So Brittany's podcast interview from last week, 1,000 views, people, in YouTube. So if you want to go check it out, that's in my YouTube channel at the Carmen Benton. Very easy. And she's talking about her chapter. Hey, Tasha, love you too, love. Thank you for buying. Tasha was probably one of the first people who bought the book this morning. Thank you so much. I didn't even have to remind her. This is what good friends do, right? So Brittany chapter is about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? I mean, like, we think that the only way to feel good about yourself is by staying in the smallness, playing small, playing safe, right? Playing comfortable. So boring. I tell you, it's so boring to live that way. But forget about the boring. It's sad. It's sad. I always like to look at my life like, what happened if I get to the end of my life and I'm sitting in this rocking chair, hopefully looking over the ocean in Hawaii or something like that. Those of you who know me, you know my love for the ocean in Hawaii. And I'm looking at my life and saying, hey, Bia, how are you? And seeing, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. And looking at my life and saying, did I do everything I was supposed to do? Did I accomplish everything I wanted? Or did I play chicken? Right? And that thought by itself is like, oh, no. What is that I'm going to regret at the end of my life? What I'm going to wish I could go back in time to do because I wasn't courageous enough to step into the unknown, to step into uncertainty. And those are the things you have to do, right? And yes, they might be scary. Hey, Wendy, they might be scary, right? But let me tell you something. Fear. Okay, Tony Robbins. One of the best things I have learned from Tony Robbins, which I've learned a lot of amazing things, but fear, FEAR, false evidence that appears real. In other words, fear is an illusion of your mind. It doesn't exist. You are projecting. When you're afraid of something, it's because you are projecting into the future something that happens in the past. Right? That's the only way you can be afraid, is because you're worrying about something that hasn't happened yet. Because otherwise you would have survived it and you'll be okay with it. Once you do it once, you're golden for the rest of your life. And this is what the things that we're trying to convey in all these chapters of this amazing book. I'm so proud to be part of the uncertainty. And okay, so the next one is from Robert Palmer, The Place, the Thing. He is actually a professional writer. And it was the most entertaining in the sessions that we had. And I'm so looking forward to read this chapter. And then we have a trio that wrote a chapter together. That's Nikki Jenks, Walter Belling, and Kevin Jenks, The Pothen Pathway to Your Potential. And then Sadie Bess has The Courageous Journey from the Head to the Heart about, sorry, I'm going to say it again. The Courageous Journey from the Head to the Heart, right? We live stuck here most of our lives because we're afraid to feel our emotions. And this is because we've probably been hurt before, right? We all have. In the early years of our lives, that's where childhood traumas happen. And being someone who coach and help people heal unresolved traumas, I know there's a fair amount of those in the world. Everyone is carrying some. And some of the unresolved traumas, what they do is that they make you close your heart. I know I was one of those. It's like, give me work. I'll do impossible things, but don't ask me to be vulnerable. Don't ask me to open my heart because it hurts. It hurts when you love someone and they don't love you back, or they don't love you the way you want to be loved, which is often what happens, right? It's not like the other person meant to hurt you. They just didn't know your love language and they couldn't love you the way you wanted to. And then we didn't have the words to ask for the right thing. But what happens is that journey to be able to say, I am going to live from my heart space and not only from my mind. Of course, we need the mind. The mind is the only thing that keeps you safe. But the heart is the thing that makes you feel alive in this world. So having, the courage to make that connection. And then I would add to also tap into your soul, because there's a trilogy, right? When you start learning sacred geometry, you realize there is something magical with the triangle, right? The trilogy. And the trilogy here is your mind, your heart, and your soul. And when you get all that, this magic just starts unfolding in front of you. So that is the book. It's 176 pages, at least in my Kindle. And it's so cute how the chapters have been divided. They're about 3,000 words each, so not long at all. Whew, I know you guys cannot see it because I have the background here, but you can see there's a picture of each of the authors, and then you go into the chapter so you can see who actually wrote it. There's like a joke among my friends authors and some of my friends who are writing other books, because I channel the entire chapter in an airplane. So it came out of the clouds. And I have to tell you, talking about a book that talks about uncertainty, I was so scared to send it to the publisher because I'm like, I have no idea what I wrote. And it was all inspired and channeled from source. And so I sent it, and then I read it, and I'm like, you know what? I did a pretty good job. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you. Right? Channeling the clouds. Well, yeah. It's happened more than once, actually. There's something when I'm not like in the ground that, I get connected a little more. Other books that are coming soon, but let's focus on this one today. The airplane time, if you want to become a writer, airplane time, I'm telling you, there's something magical about ungrounding and connecting to higher consciousness, especially when you want to do something creative, because then you can tap into your feminine energy a little easier, I think. But so that was kind of a joke, like how I channeled this thing in one day, in one flight from, guess what? If you guys are paying attention to what I have been saying here, you probably realize and know where I was flying from. Let's see. Who can guess? I'm going to give you 5 seconds because I know there's a little delay here. Who can guess where I was flying from? I was coming back home from somewhere. No guesses? Yes, you got it over here. I was coming back home from Hawaii in April. And by the way, the deadline, yes, Hawaii. The deadline to submit the chapter was like, I don't know, 2 weeks. Oh, I wish it was the Heartland would be a good one. But no, it was Hawaii. And I think the deadline was like 2 weeks from that day. And I just wasn't feeling the inspiration to write the chapter. And I am not one who's going to write 3 words and walk away and then write another 3 words and then walk away. I wanted to do it all. I don't know. I just have that calling. I wanted to do it all in one sitting. 3,000 words didn't seem like that difficult. I mean, it's harder than I'm making it sound. But, here you go. First time serious adult writer. As I was telling you, I had other books, but this is the first time that I've done something professionally done and serious. So yeah, so it was like 2 weeks to go, and I'm like, again, hey Katie, yes, please. So excited for you to get a copy as well. And so um I am an overachiever, right? Like I am not gonna be late on this deadline. And here we go. And I'm like, well, I need to feel it, right? I need to be in my intuition. I need to be in the flow. I need to be in the higher feminine energy. And I don't want to do it from desperation or from deadline. I want to do it from inspiration. So that's what I was waiting and waiting and waiting for it to happen. And I had a beautiful event in Hawaii. I did a throat chakra activation, which was so amazing. So many things happened from there. And then on the way back, I was just in cloud nine and I wrote the entire thing, which is so exciting. So I am so excited for you to get your hands in this book. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to do like a Q&A here and see what questions you might have for the book. Again, for those of you joining, I can see more people joining. We're talking about the book Beyond Certainty here in Instagram, Beyond Certainty, and TikTok. The book launched just like an hour ago, and we are asking everybody to help us get that precious golden sticker of best-selling author, and it's $1.88 in Kindle. Right? That's the number one question I'm getting from people. I can only get the Kindle version. Yes, you can only get the Kindle version today. Hey, Shannon. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for your purchase. I miss you, girl. We need to catch up soon. I can't wait to hear what you think about the book and my chapter. And so, yes, this is what I wanted to share with you. I'm so excited, obviously. I'm sure you can tell my excitement. And later today, 4 o'clock my time, so 5 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I cannot make the conversion to Australia. I'm sorry. But later today, so at the hours, so that's in 2 hours from now. The authors all together, we're going to go on Crystal Hill page. She's the publisher. We're going to go and talk about the book. So a little bit, like 5 minutes or so each one. So if you want to hear about them from them, not just from me telling you what I know about them, that would be great. But hopefully you have your copy already by then, and you can actually ask questions. Again, it takes like 30 minutes to read each of the chapters. So if you want to read the chapter before then and ask questions, that would be amazing. And if you have any other questions, you know where to find me. Again, I'm live everywhere here. So in most places is at the Carmen Benton, but in Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. And yeah, I didn't know how to go live in Threads, but oh well, one day we'll figure it out. So anyways, love you all. Thank you for being here, for being supportive, for making this dream come true. And I can't wait for you to get your hands in the book and to get all the gifts from the authors, all of them, and just start getting into that area of your life that you've been postponing because of fear. Because there's no reason to not live your best life today. There's no tomorrow guarantee, remember, right? Like today is the day to make that decision, to put your offer out there, to grab your phone and start talking randomly by yourself, right? That's how I started it, all these things. Just pick up my phone and start talking in TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. For those of you who've been following me for the longest time, when I started my podcast, the first couple of episodes says, "Welcome to the podcast." I still have no idea what to name because I decided that perfectionism wasn't going to stop me. And this is what I'm telling you, that when you learn to take the jump into the unknown, which I'm going to walk you through in my chapter, you're done. You're done. You can use those same 5 steps for everything in your life, right? And so, anyways, I can keep rambling about it, but you being so gracious to be here with me for the longest time. And what I really want you to do is to get the book and read it so we can talk about it. And I might be, hold a special session in the Facebook group to answer specific questions about my chapter. How do you like that? Do you think that would be valuable? Give me some thumbs up. Yes, I see a lot of thumbs up here. So that's amazing. So get ready for that. Maybe we'll do that like next week. So you have time to read it. And then I can answer your questions. Yes, it has to be before I'm going to Colorado and before I go to Vegas. But anyways, we'll figure it out. And I love you, and I see you soon. Bye-bye.